In this video I'm going to explain how to look at some property information and in particular the recorded documents filed against a particular property. So the Spokane County provides many services, for example the justice system and the property system on behalf of a number of other city governments in the region. So for example, it is the central agency that holds data and provides common services for the City of Spokane Valley, Cheney, Airway Heights, the City of Millwood, and some other cities as well. And so on this is the website for SpokaneCounty.org, and in here you can see that there are a number of a variety of services provided by the county, and in particular there is some common services. There's the justice systems provided here. So for example, if you're looking at things like births and deaths and marriages and other records relating to the courts, this is the place that you come to have a look at. And so there is a number of helpful links in here. But in particular, we are going to focus in this conversation about the parcel, the property data, and in particular the parcel information relating to a particular piece of land. So here we're going to use this particular property. And so I've typed the physical address of this property here, and select the property, and now I'm going to look at the property. And so here we see on this particular, in relation to this particular property, this is the street address, and this is the property, the parcel number or the parcel identification number. And you can see that in this particular database there's 5 numbers with a full stop and then 4 numbers. So whenever you are looking for something specific to this property, this is the unique identifier. This number here may change from time to time, but this particular parcel number here is unique, and you'll be using that from time to time. We did previously look through the parcel information, and in here it gives us information about who the owner is of the property, and it also, I'm just scrolling down fairly quickly, some information about the property down here, sales of the property, and you can see here there's also then this link here that says I'm going to go, if you wanted to go to the auditor's portal where the documentation relating to the city is held, and here's the property, the login. So there is an opportunity to do a document search online, and then there's issues to do with marriages and other things like that. However, this particular service here is a paid for service, and then so you need to register with the county first to get your access, and then you can pay an annual fee. So there's an annual fee to log on, and you can use the service from there. So now I'm going to bypass that lot, and I'm going to get to I've now logged in, and here is the first page that it takes you to. So these are then our selection criteria that will help you navigate through this database. If I look at the property information that I referred to before relating to this property, this is the street address, but this is the parcel number. And so now I'm going to go to this particular document here, this database here, and I can search on all number of things, but I'm going to search on the parcel number. And so here's the parcel number that I'm looking at, and I'm going to enter that parcel number, and I can see the documents that have been recorded against this property. Now there are documents that are older than this. However, in the process from the county moving its database from previous systems and previous years onto this database, there is a limit in how far this goes back. So, but for my purposes, I'm just going to walk through and explain to you what I see here. So I know that this is the property records, the recorded documents against this property, and I can see here that there are different types of documents. This is a particular document called a deed of trust, and it's got a number, and this is the date that it was filed, and this is one of the parties, and here's another party in here. And similarly, this is another deed of trust, and it's got a different date, and it's got the same person in here. So this person did a deed of trust, and then they did another deed of trust. And then there's a document. Then there's a document here called a lis pendens. And this is the date that that lis pendens was filed. There's a warranty deed, and this was the date of the warranty deed, and it was between this party and this party. Another warranty deed dated 2018, and between these parties. Then there's another deed of trust and a deed of trust, and so each of these are unique documents. So what I can see from here is that there was a transaction that happened in 2000, and then a transaction that happened in 2000 by the same people, and then this lis pendens document is basically a legal action document. Okay, so a deed of trust then really is more relates to a mortgage kind of document. So those two, I believe, are loan documents. And then this one here indicates to me that this particular person didn't pay the property taxes, and then the city of Spokane, Spokane County, took out a legal case to enforce the payment of the outstanding property taxes. This warranty deed then tells me that this was a sale, and this is a sale between that party here, but I see that this person here is not on that document here. So but that they related. It's got the same last name, and then it looks to me like this is another sale from this person here to that person here. And then these two look like loan documents. So if I go firstly into this particular document just to have a look at what a deed of trust is, for example, I'm calling up this number, and here it tells me that there was a document, and then there was a release of a mortgage. So this is the first document that we've called up, and then this is a related document. So if I go into this document here, but just by example, what it tells me is that there was a deed of trust, and it was between this party here and this party here, and it looks like there was a loan. And in this case, there was a loan for $19,614.72. This was the date of the loan, and this is this is more about the loan date, and then these are the conditions of that particular loan. I can't see just by pacing through this, I can't necessarily see an interest rate, but it is basically a loan document that was signed by this particular lady. So now going back here, that looks to, because of this, there's a release of mortgage, and we know that this was a loan. This looks to me that that loan was paid out, and so now I've clicked on that, and I'm clicking on the particular loan document, this mortgage, and this says that the loan was basically paid in full. That's what this is saying here. It was saying on March 30, 2018, this loan was paid out in full. Okay, so now we go back 2 steps, go back to the couple of steps at least, and we go back to this particular, so we've looked at that document. This one looks to me like it's a loan document as well, and we'll just go and have a quick look at that, and again it tells me that there was a mortgage, and that mortgage was paid out. So that we know that was a mortgage and it was paid out, that was a mortgage and that was paid out. And now we go to the lis pendens. And the lis pendens, I can see that there was a release and a release of a lien. And so when I look on this particular document here, I call this up, and this says that basically there is a okay, so this is this lis pendens basically is a document that the county took to the Superior Court and said there are a whole number of properties that have not paid their property taxes, and this is what this list is here. There are many properties listed on this list, and so they got a judicial approval to basically do a process where they can sell these properties in order to recover their debt. So that's what that lis pendens in this particular instance was about. And then it looks to me like those items had been paid out, and the lease was released. When I look down there chronologically, I can see that there was a warranty deed, and we're going to click on that warranty deed. And basically what this now tells us is that there was a sale between these people who were the heirs of Leon Addy, who we saw previously, and they then sold this property to another party, and that's really what this particular document says. It's just the sale agreement from one to the other. You are able to print those particular documents if you need them. And then this warranty document here again looks to me like it's a sale document, and the sale document is then again from this party here to that party here, and here Patrick Hatcher has bought this property from the other people. And so that's a sale agreement, and here we see that there are looks like two loans. And when I look on here, State Housing Commission, I would expect that this is a partial loan and that this is the main loan, and both of those loans were taken out on the same day. Okay, so here it looks like there was a partial loan. Again, the details of where the loan was. This loan was for an amount of $1,300, so it looks like that loan may have been in relation to a down payment or deposit to purchase this property. And then if we go to the next property there, again you can see that there's no related document, so it looks like those loans are still in place. Okay, so this then says there's a deed of trust for there was money was loaned to this particular gentleman, and the amount loaned was $147,000. It was started on 2018, this date in 2018, and will be paid out in 2048. So that indicates to me that this is a 30-year mortgage. Here it talks about what the particular items are. It says that it looks to me like this. This here says that it's not a fixed rate loan. There's a variable, some kind of variable rate in there, and you'd be looking through the particular text of the document here just to find out for yourself what the information is and any other conditions relating to this particular mortgage. Okay, so we've gone through those. This is a loan, this is a mortgage, and this is all the information that was associated with that particular property information. And the way we got to that is by going to doing the document search and calling information in relation to that property there. So now we also know that the previous lady who owned this property, her last name was Addy. So there is another way, for example, to look through these particular to look to this database. And for example, here we can look for this lady called Addy. She's now deceased. I think her name was Leon. So I'm going to ask just for a match here. And this is the system's now going to do a quick search to see if they can find anything to do with somebody with that last name of Addy. So in here we can see there's a person called George Addy here, and that this document goes back to 1909. We can see here there's a Thomas Addy, and that was a marriage certificate. That looks like a sale agreement, marriage agreements, and then a sale agreement. And what I'm just going to tab down to the bottom here to come to more closely to that document, just so that we can see this relevant document here. So here we can see that there's the release of the mortgage. Leona Addy had that mortgage and it was paid out. Here's that second mortgage that was paid out. Here's where her name appears. There's some other information, but this is for Deborah Addy, so that's not the same lady that we were talking about for this property. Here's the sale of the property that we were talking about previously. Here's that Liz Pendant's document again, and then there are obviously other people with a similar last name, which is not her. But if we wanted to go back to look for her, we'd either go into that search box and shorten her name, or we'd go through here and just try and find her particular name. So I'm going to just quickly Leona. Okay, so now this is shortened because we've got her name more specifically, and it just gives us a whole lot of information in relation to that person. But we know in relation to that property, it really only started in 2000 when she bought the property or thereabouts. Okay, so that is looking at the Spokane County Recorder's Office, which records specific documents. And this particular video is only about information relating to a property and the owners of those particular properties. It's possible to do some other searches here, but that's not the scope of what I'm covering in this video.